Bonjour et bienvenue sur Speak French avec moi. Je suis Séverine. Je suis votre professeur de français. Hello and welcome to Speak French avec moi. I'm Séverine and I am your French coach. Speak French avec moi is dedicated to travelers and beginners. I share all my knowledge, my best tips as a French person, but also as a French as a foreign language teacher on how to improve your French and to sound better when you come to France. Today, a new lesson on outdated French and French that nobody uses in France. At the end of this episode, you will know bad expressions to avoid and the right ones to use to speak like a native speaker and be understood. Welcome to 2021 and not 1971. All right, and as usual, feel free to join my Facebook page, and I also have a website. Drop me a line. Are you ready? I'm about to speak French right after this break. Alors, tout le monde connaît comme-ci, comme-ça. You all have heard comme-ci, comme-ça. I can assure you that almost nobody will use comme-ci, comme-ça in France except tourists. And you want to be more than a tourist. So if someone asks you, comment ça va? Please do me a favor and never use comme-ci, comme-ça ever again. Instead, you want to use coup-ci, coup-ça. Yes. And then you will sound like a true French person. Coup-ci, coup-ça. The meaning is the same, right? It means so-so. Coup-ci, coup-ça. Forget about comme-ci, comme-ça. It is never used in France. Now let's try c'est fantastique, c'est terrifique. Ou fantastique, terrifique. Stay away from these two expressions. Even my grandmother does not use these expressions. We do have these two adjectives in French, but really, nobody really uses them. So, French will think that you're coming straight from the 50s. You'd be better off saying génial, ou c'est génial, ou super, c'est super, ou top, c'est top. Whenever you want to say c'est fantastique, c'est terrifique, do not say that. Say c'est génial, génial, super, ou c'est super, ou top, c'est top. Merci beaucoup. Now, stay away from saying au contraire, at the contrary. Maybe you learned this when you took some French lessons, or maybe you read this in some materials. Again, you will sound out of touch from spoken French. You have to use à l'inverse. À l'inverse. When you want to mean at the contrary in French. Now, I assume that if you know how to use at the contrary in French, you might not be listening to this podcast. Also, stay away from saying c'est incroyable ou incroyable. It means incredible or this is incredible. Nobody will really say this. You want to use c'est pas vrai. C'est pas vrai. The translation is this is not true, but the implied meaning is this is incredible. Trust me. C'est pas vrai. Ou c'est pas vrai when you want to say It's incredible. Now, maybe you heard this little sentence, je ne sais quoi, right? I'm trying to make an accent here. If you want people to stare at you in shock, try je ne sais quoi. French people do not use this sentence and they will have absolutely no idea about what you're talking about. So do not use je ne sais quoi. N'est-ce pas? N'est-ce pas at the end of a sentence, just like isn't it? I know your high school French teacher tortured you with this one. And for nothing. We don't say isn't it in English or ain't it, and we don't say it in French either. Nobody uses n'est-ce pas at the end of a French sentence. Maybe you heard some old dialogues in movies, but no. Drop it entirely, and if you really badly want to use a similar expression, just add non at the end ou d'accord. Non ou d'accord. Sympathique. Sympathique means nice. It's an adjective. Except that everybody says sympa in French. We don't say sympathique. We said sympa. Sympa. It's hard because you have a vowel sain and pas. Sympa. Such as elle est sympa, she's nice, or c'est sympa, this is nice. Sympa. Exactement ou absolument when you want to reply, try not to translate exactly or absolutely in French. Instead, use tout à fait ou carrément. Tout à fait. Tout à fait. Carrément. Carrément. They mean the same, with carrément sometimes used as oh really? Make sure in this case to stress the last syllable. Carrément? Carrément. Drop the ne. I know you heard this one before. It's been all around, social networks. So when French speaks, they don't use the ne. They drop it when using negation. For example, je ne veux pas, I don't want, is often pronounced je veux pas. Je veux pas. Do not say je ne veux pas, je veux pas. Same for ce n'est pas. This is not. It's often pronounced c'est pas. C'est pas. Let's practice. If you need to say it doesn't matter, you will say c'est pas grave. C'est pas grave. C'est pas grave. No grave involved here, right? C'est pas grave means it doesn't matter. It's not important. And if you are at a restaurant and you need to say it's not good or this is not good, said c'est pas bon. C'est pas bon. And if your dish is not hot, or maybe you're at your guest or your hotel room and the room is not hot, c'est pas chaud. This is not hot. C'est pas chaud. Voilà, c'est la fin de cet épisode. I thought I would do a fun little podcast, and now you know which expression to avoid and which one to use. Make sure to practice and come join my Facebook page for more created content about France and learning French. Again, I want to thank you for all of you who spend time leaving comments and ratings. Thank you very much for making this podcast a success. I make it for you. and hope one day, you come and visit France. Now I can say, tu es génial. You're terrific. And one more time, merci beaucoup for listening. Share, like, comment, or drop a line on speakfrenchavecmoi.com. Merci. À bientôt. Au revoir.